The central space. After a magnificent Iberian period, and following the arrival of the Roman army to the peninsula, the city of Iliki was integrated into the Roman Empire without showing any opposition. Romanization, by the middle of the 1st century BC, culminated in the foundation of the Colonia Iulia Iliki Augusta, a title granted to the city by the Roman Senate to stress that this was one of the most significant cities in the southeastern peninsula. Along the path which runs to your left, some of the inscriptions found on the site have been replicated. One of the most striking is the one dedicated to Tito Statilio Tauro, consul of Rome, personal friend of Augustus, patron and possibly founder of the new Colonia of Iliki. The original inscription can be found on the facade of the Elche town hall. In the excavated space in front of you, you can see part of the city with houses, streets, and possibly a square which extends to your right. In order to help the site be easily understood, the streets and public squares have been covered with grey gravel and the private buildings or houses with salmon-coloured gravel. Here, there was a group of remarkable houses which were originally built during the Roman Empire. They were decorated with lavish mosaics, such as this one located in the Monographic Museum. The floors and walls were covered in marble and painted murals, and the atria, or internal patios, were beautifully decorated. The column that you can see on the right was part of one of those porticoed patios. These buildings would probably have been in the vicinity of the fora or public square of the city, where business was conducted and markets and trials held. It is here that the bronze plate, displayed in the exhibition room, referring to a division of land, was discovered, so that these tablets could be observed by all of the citizens. They would be hung on the walls of the forum, using the slot located at one end. The archaeological remains we see today belong to the Visigothic period, between the 5th and 8th century AD. The noble residences of the Roman period have now been transformed into modest houses connected to craft workshops, and partitions have become popular, dividing rooms that were once larger into small ones. The mosaics have remained hidden beneath hydraulic mortar floors, and settling ponds proliferate in wine and oil mills. The building that you see in front of you, with steps on its main facade, has been identified as a Roman temple dedicated to the goddess Juno, like the one shown on the money minted in the city. Over time, the temple lost its function and was converted into a simple house with 2 rooms linked by a patio. These types of changes are also seen in the public spaces. The public sewage system operated beneath these streets. The drains were periodically checked by inserting rods into the holes in the drain covers. These rods then showed the level of the waste, and this was how it was decided whether or not they needed to be cleaned. With the passing of the centuries, the public maintenance services diminished like everything else. The sewage system was no longer used, and even the streets, a public space, were encroached upon by ovens, like the one on the left, probably used by a potter. A small oven for melting glass belongs to the time just before the final abandonment of the city, built on the ruins of the old buildings. When you have finished observing the central space, follow the site signs until you reach the Roman Domus information board, located 100 meters from here.